Hey, good morning, and how are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing amazing. Hold on one second, and we'll get right into revisions. Of course, today we are on chapter number 15, which is kind of swimming along. I'm going to get chat up, and we'll jump right into stuff. Of course, it is 5 a.m. Woo. Obviously, I was watching stuff and thumbing through stuff on my phone before I went to sleep. Okay, got it. Okay, let's get into this. Chapter 15. Man, I hope you guys are rocking. We're going through this pretty fast, honestly. I feel that we're let me look through this, blah blah blah. I watched for a bit. Ezekiel looked over the data from the missile and the destruction of the Elven warship. He seemed very pleased. The honest truth was, I felt relieved that we were still even alive, or that we were. Wait, let me see. I felt relieved that we were even still alive. Were still even alive? I felt relieved. At one point before the missile had detonated inside the Alamari warship, fear had found a place to take hold. Okay, and then we just jump right to the next couple hours. Good morning, by the way. Okay, get some coffee in us. Try to tame my mustache. Hope you guys are freaking doing awesome. Let's find out what we got going on in chapter 15. The next couple of hours were calm, and no one seemed to want to speak about what had just occurred. We all knew we were getting close to the prison hulk, but we were not sure of what to expect. Then a ship officer at the sensor station said, "Sir, we have it." Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Let's check these spacings real quick. Akio quickly brought it up on the monitors. The prison hulk and the deep space mining station was still very far away. It seemed small, even though I knew it was massive. Um, I don't know what I'm thinking there, guys. I feel that there's something else we could do. Um, I just don't know what it is. I'm trying to figure that out right now. And trying to get chat to stay up, not just be up for 1 second. But besides that, let's see what we want to change here. The next couple of hours, we were calm and no one seemed to want to speak about what had just occurred. We all knew we were getting close to the prison hulk, but we were not sure what to expect. Then a ship's officer at the sensor station said, "Sir, we have it." Akio quickly brought it up on the monitors. The prison hulk and the deep space mining station was very was still very far away and seemed small, even though I knew it was massive. Mm. Okay. Akio quickly brought it up on the monitors. The prison hulk and the deep space mining station were okay. Station. We're still far away, very far away. Okay. The mining station. Prison hook and mining station was or were. I'm not liking the sentence, so I'm trying to fix it. Prison hook and the mining station. Space mining station were still very far away and dwarfed by the vastness of space acting as a backdrop. Okay. We approached it. Okay. As we approached it, it looked as if we would have to dock at the mining station and make our way to the prison hulk. Mm. And make our way. Okay, as we approached, it looked as if we would have to dock at the mining station and make our way through its corridors to the prison hulk. We circled around the station and the prison hulk a couple times before finding what was considered to be the best place to dock. I remembered watching Eric moving through the corridors of the mining station, using the security droids to protect him from something, but what? Once we found, Once we finally docked, Akio asked everyone to make sure they were armed and ready before we boarded. We all made our way to the docking bay and put on spacesuits, making sure to keep our weapons out, where they could be kept. Oh, out. Out and kept at the ready. Let's reread that. We all made our way to the docking bay and put on spacesuits, making sure to keep our weapons out. Keep our weapons out and kept at ready. At the ready. Keep our weapons out. Make sure to keep our weapons out and kept at the ready. I think that's okay. It's bugging me. I'm gonna have to drink some coffee. Okay. Once we finally docked, we already did that. I made sure everything was ready with my deck and that I had any programs I might need. Okay. Okay. I was. I'm not sure exactly where I was going with this sentence. Hold on. Made sure everything was ready with my deck. I made sure everything was ready with my. And let's put the cyber deck in here. Okay, I made sure everything was ready with my cyber deck and that I had any of the programs I might need. I don't think we need that. I think it's implied with the cyber deck. Okay, I made sure everything was ready with my cyber deck. I think we're gonna leave that right there at that. Once we finally docked, Akio asked everyone to make sure they were armed and ready before we boarded. We all made our way to the docking bay and put on spacesuits, making sure to keep our weapons out and kept at the ready. I made sure everything was ready with my cyber deck. The walk down the corridor was an easy. Oh, this is where we're gonna kill a crap load of people, you guys. Just so you know, if you guys, well, we're killing people. The walk down the corridor was an easy one, with Kyoto, Orion, Washington, and Zack leading the way. They had manually opened the first door, allowing us to enter into the deep space mining station. From there, we made our way to the control station so that we could so I could restore some of the ships, or so I could restore some of the systems. Some of the station systems. Let's go like that. Dun, 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 dun. The control room was a central room where four corridors merged. The doors all had been broken open at some point long ago. It was easy to patch into the station system with a direct link from my deck. The station still had around 16% power and had been shut down for years. I managed to get life support up first, knowing it would take a little while for it to get to the equivalent level of us. Wait, hold on. I managed to get life support up first. Then that's a comma. Knowing it would take a little while for it to get to adequate levels of air for us to breathe. Then I started turning on the other systems like lighting and controls for the doors. I managed to get an idea from the station systems of what corridors we needed to take to get to the docking bay connected to the prison hook, then disconnected from the system. That is when we started hearing loud noises coming from the corridor on the left side of the room. We all knew something was wrong as we heard the sounds coming closer, and now from multiple directions. The two cyborgs, Washington and Kyoto, along with Salvador's men Frank and Bruno, covered the corridor where the noise seemed to be the closest, or to be closest. Let's check this. I quickly pulled my laser pistol, aiming down the corridor straight ahead. Suddenly, from the right side corridor, which seemed quiet, emerged three massive creatures. They were foul in all manner of appearance, at least 3 meters height, covered in what looked to be rotting organic matter, having extremely sharp claws and teeth. They were what I always pictured trolls to be, and now they were in the room with us. Oren was the first to start firing, but even with his plasma rifle, he barely managed to bring one down, before another one had slashed Zack once clean through with its claws. Blood flew everywhere, and even though I fired a couple of shots into it, the troll grabbed him up as he struggled and screamed to get free. The troll simply vanished. Okay. Think we need 2 R's? Yeah, 2 R's. We watched in horror. We watched in horror as the troll simply vanished back down the corridor with Zack in hand. Mia quickly cast a spell on the third, and it shrieked in pain, fleeing. Boom. Fleeing directly behind the other creature. Fleeing into Sarah screamed as she fired again and again down the corridor Zack's body had been taken. Then 2 more trolls came in the side of the room where Salvador's men, Bruno and Frank, were standing. Frank and Bruno managed to get several shots off, even taking down one of the trolls. But the second managed to get a hold of Frank and quickly rended him in two. Instantly, we all began firing at the second troll, its body crashing lifelessly to the ground beside Frank's. Akio yelled, "Move! We need to get to the prison hook. Just stay together and get moving, or we'll all die here." Sarah was in a state of shock, still staring down the corridor where the troll had dragged Zack's body off. "Sam, which way do we need to go?" Akio asked. I knew it was the corridor forward. Akio, it's this one. It is the one ahead. No, this is horrible directions. Akio, it is the one ahead. Okay, let me figure that out. I'm gonna fix that shit. That's not okay. Okay, let's figure this out. Oh. Sam, which way do we need to go? Akio asked. There that is. I knew it was the corridor. See, the thing is, the corridor forward doesn't actually describe crap. Like, if you closed your eyes and I said take the corridor forward, I mean, like, that really doesn't really help. I mean, I guess it would be the one right in front of you at this point. Okay, I asked. I knew it was the corridor. Okay, we're gonna make it a specific one. Hmm. I knew it was the corridor. I knew it was the corridor. I knew it was the corridor where the trolls had just emerged from killing Frank. To kill Frank. Let's see. Akio, it's this one ahead. Okay, Akio, it's this one, pointing to the corridor. I said as I am motioned. Akio, it's this one. Boom. And let's use the contraction. Akio, it's this one, I said as I motioned. As I pointed. as I pointed to the corridor with my laser pistol. Okay, I knew it was the corridor where the trolls had just emerged from to kill Frank. Akio, it's this one, I said as I pointed to the corridor with my laser pistol. Akio, Rory, Mia, Salvador, Washington, and Kyoto, along with Bruno, started moving down the corridor. Akio called Sam. You need. Akio called Sam. You need to come. We need you. Okay, Sam, you need to come with us. Period. We need you. Suddenly, Sarah left running down the corridor. Zach had been taken. We've got her. Wait. Okay, we've got her. Get to the prison, Hulk, and we'll meet you there. We've got her. Get to the prison, Hulk. Okay. We've got her. Get to the prison, Hulk. We'll get her and meet you there. Okay, I don't know if we need anything else here. That's what I'm trying to say. We've got her. Get to the prison, Hulk. Orion said. Okay, Orin. Orin glanced over, saying, We've got her. Get to the prison, Hulk. As he, Brandon, and Toby went down the corridor after her. Okay, then Brandon, then can I say he? Then he, Brandon, and Toby went down the corridor after her. Toby disappeared down the corridor after her. As they... Oh, crap. Okay, I'm gonna... After her, I quickly caught up with Akio. Everyone was on edge as we moved forward. I hoped that my friends would be okay, but now it was out of my hands completely. Okay. Let's move this up here. 1, 2. As we approached the docking area connected to the prison hulk, we were rushed by 4 trolls. We all opened fire and managed to take one of the trolls down before it made it to us. Rory took one of them down with a spell that left the creature... I can't have us all open fire if then these guys are doing spells. Double checking it. Okay, let's see. Trying to think of who all's with us. We have Rory, Salvador, Washington, Kyoto, and Bruno. And Frank is dead. Okay. Bruno, Kyoto, and I concentrated our fire on one, managing to take it down Bruno, Kyoto, and I concentrated our fire on one of the trolls. Managing to take it down before it made it to us. Rory took down one of the trolls. Took down one of them. Roy took down one of them with a spell that left the creature in a stupor. How many trolls did I say rushed us? 4? 4 trolls. So we got 1, 2. One is in a stupor. Mia took down the third troll with a spell that caused the creature to fall. Mia took down the third troll with a spell that caused the creature to flail around on the ground and blister. Wait, hold on. Did we not decide Rory was some kind of rune caster? Let's look at Rory. Let's pull her info. Stupor. Acceleration spell, shield spell, stupor. Is that Mia? Sigil. Mia does sigil magic. Okay. Mia took down the third troll with a sigil spell that caused the creature to flail around on the ground and blister as its blood was boiling from within. That sounds extreme, but whatever. The fourth troll managed to smash into us, knocking me and Salvatore to the ground. One. Before, oh. Before, huh? Before we knew it, the troll grabbed Washington by the head and smashed it against the corridor wall with brutal force. Everyone fired in panic, and soon the troll fell to the ground dead, dropping Washington's body to the ground. Kyoto moved to Washington quickly, checking him. "He's dead," was all he said, with a look of anger. Akio seemed to acknowledge him with a simple pat on Kyoto's shoulder, saying, "We need to get aboard the prison hulk." Okay, Akio seemed to acknowledge him with a simple pat on Kyoto's shoulder, saying we need to get aboard the prison hulk. Okay. We quickly moved down the corridor the rest of the way to the door. We quickly moved down the corridor to the door of the prison hulk. Let's make this a little through the corridors. To the door of the prison hog. Double checking. Good morning, by the way. Hope you guys are rocking. Chat's been way quiet today. You guys are way quiet. I hope you guys are doing good anyway. We quickly moved through the corridors. Wait. Quickly moved through the corridors to the door of the prison hog. I knew we would need to get in as fast as possible, so I patched into the prison hog door to override its security settings and get it open. As I worked, 2 more trolls rushed us. Luckily, they were taken down before making it to us. I worked the system and finally the door opened. Kyoto and Bruno were the first ones to go in. It's clear, it seemed, Kyoto yelled. As the rest of us began to enter the prison hog, we heard a commotion coming from down the corridor. Fix this. It was Brandon, Toby, Sarah, and Orion carrying Zach's body. And it seemed they were being chased. Wait, yelled Brandon. We moved quickly inside the prison hog, and I prepared to close the door as soon as they made it in to join us. I think we can just go as soon as they made it in. As they entered, I managed to close the door just as the first trolls were about to get in. We're about to get to it. Do I like that? As they entered, I managed to close the door just as the first trolls just as the first trolls I managed to close the door just as they entered. Mm-mm. As my friends rushed in, trolls closely behind, I managed to close the door. Okay, we've succeeded at chapter 15 is now completely done, except the people reading behind me that are letting me know what to fix. So there is stuff being fixed behind this, so the story is modified a little bit after this final read through, but in all honesty, it's pretty much done. And so the changes are very minor that I'm doing behind. I do want to thank you guys for being epic, for hanging out. I'm glad that 15 went so smoothly. We are, by the way, officially over the halfway point on this entire book. And so I believe we have 28 chapters altogether in this book. Maybe not even 28, maybe it's 27. Now it's 28 chapters. So with 28 chapters, us being at 15, we've ripped through a whole crap load of stuff. I think we're doing awesome. I do want to thank you guys for waking up, hanging out with me in the morning, for the ideas you guys have. It's absolutely epic. You guys are awesome. I hope you have a great day, and very much peace and very much best wishes to you guys.